The rain came down in lazy sheets as Daniel Brooks sat slouched on a city bench, soaked and defeated. It was his 40th birthday, but there was no cake, no party, no one even to remember. Once a successful financial advisor in downtown Chicago, Daniel had lost everything within 2 years: his job, his savings, his marriage, and most painfully, his sense of self. He had chased the American dream until it outran him, and now he didn't even have enough for a cab ride home, if you could call his one-room apartment home. He pulled his coat tighter, not against the cold, but against the emptiness settling in his chest. "Hard day?" a soft voice asked. Daniel looked up. An elderly man, wiry and small, stood under a torn umbrella. He wore an oversized wool coat patched at the elbows and carried a paper bag. His face was lined, not just with age, but with the kind of quiet stories no one asks about. Daniel gave a bitter chuckle. "Hard year." The old man nodded knowingly and handed him something from the bag, a wrapped sandwich and a small cup of lukewarm coffee. "Nothing fancy," he said, "but it'll keep you warm." Daniel hesitated, surprised. "Why would you?" "Because once, someone did the same for me," the man said with a smile that reached deep into his tired eyes. They sat together for a while, watching life rush past them, pedestrians under umbrellas, couples laughing, a child splashing in a puddle. Daniel took slow bites of the sandwich, each one tasting oddly like hope. Before he could ask the man his name, he was gone, vanished into the rain like a phantom of kindness. The next day, Daniel returned to the same bench, half expecting to find the old man. He didn't. But what he did find was a teenage boy sitting nearby, shivering in a hoodie, his eyes darting nervously. Daniel noticed the same hunger he had felt just the day before. Without thinking, he walked over and offered the boy his coffee and half his sandwich. "Why?" the boy asked, echoing Daniel's own question from yesterday. Daniel smiled faintly. "Because someone did the same for me." That moment, simple and small, was when everything shifted. Over the next weeks, Daniel made it a habit. He couldn't fix his past, but he could change someone else's present. He volunteered at a local shelter. He helped an old woman carry her groceries. He coached kids in the park with free financial literacy sessions. For the first time in years, he stopped thinking about what he had lost and started noticing what he could give. One December morning, Daniel received a letter, handwritten, elegant, anonymous. It read, "You may not know this, but the sandwich you gave me helped me believe in people again. I'm now sober, working, and reunited with my sister. I've never forgotten your kindness. Thank you. The world needs more Daniels." Tears welled up in his eyes as he clutched the letter to his chest. The emotional climax came a few weeks later when Daniel saw a woman crying on the same bench. He sat beside her and simply asked, "Want to talk?" She hesitated, then poured out her story: a divorce, a lost job, no family nearby. It mirrored his own, echoing the emptiness he once knew. Daniel listened. No advice, no sermon, just listened. Then he reached into his bag and gave her a sandwich and coffee. She looked at him, surprised. "Why are you doing this?" He answered softly, "Because happiness isn't something you chase. It's something you give." That winter, Daniel's life didn't magically become perfect. He still had bills, scars, and bad days. But he had discovered something more enduring than any job title or paycheck. A secret whispered through simple acts of kindness, echoing from one life to another like ripples on a quiet lake.